Welcome to Daily Royal News. Stick around until the end of the video to hear what regular people think about this story. Prince Harry stripped of royal title. MPs demand he be known as Mr. Windsor for trashing the royal family. On Tuesday, Prince Harry's controversial memoir was released and it reportedly sold around 400,000 copies in various formats on its first day of publication. Due to Prince Harry's alleged trashing of the royal family, some senior Conservative MPs are calling for him to be stripped of his Duke of Sussex title. Isle of Wight MP Bob Seely is planning to introduce legislation that could downgrade Prince Harry's dukedom, similar to how German royals had their titles taken away during World War I. According to Mr. Seely, there is a contradiction in the Sussexes utilizing their titles of Duke and Duchess of Sussex while simultaneously criticizing the institution, as the legislation allows for members of the Privy Council to revoke those titles. He stated this in an interview with The Sun. He said, "They seem to hate the institution of the royal family but seem perfectly happy to use its titles. Don't use the titles to trash the institution. Harry is not behaving with any dignity whatsoever in all this." In an interview with the BBC, Mr. Seely stated that if Duke harbors negative feelings towards the royal family, he should lead by example and adopt the surname Windsor while renouncing his royal titles, voluntarily. He said, if he hates the institution so much, why doesn't he set an example and become Mr. Windsor? To trade on titles while at the same time trashing the royal family, the whole thing is sad and desperate. East Worthing and Shoreham MP Tim Lawton stated that the actions of the Duke were embarrassing to those living in West Sussex, and that he had not adhered to the guidance of his grandfather Prince Philip, suggesting that he should renounce his titles. He said, the Duke of Sussex has refused to take the advice of his grandfather Prince Philip of look up and look out, say less, do more, and get on with the job. The way he has conducted himself in such a public way is embarrassing to the residents of Sussex, and deeply hurtful to his family coming so soon after the death of the Queen. He has clearly opted out of the job and therefore he should opt out of the titles and the perks that come with it. Despite attempts by ministers to avoid involvement in the ongoing dispute within the royal family, the Prime Minister's office has refrained from supporting legislation proposed by Mr. Seely. Science Minister George Freeman posted a message on Instagram earlier this week, which appeared to indicate that ministers were more interested in focusing on active members of the royal family, rather than the Sussexes. He said, spare us. Thank God for the King and all the working royals and all they do." Here are some of the comments from other people that have heard this story. One person said, "This is nonsense. Prince is on his birth certificate. It cannot be changed." Another said, "It appears Harry needs an intervention, perhaps a deprogramming session. He is definitely not his own by the looks of it." Another put, "Those of us who were born and brought up in Windsor would rather he adopted the title of Señor Montecito. We don't want Windsor sullied with reminders about this traitorous pair." Another said, "Time for tough love. Why are they being allowed to use titles to earn money by trashing the institution of the crown?" And another, "It looks like some of our elected representatives are setting their sights on a peerage to keep themselves on the gravy train once their constituents wise up and give them the boot." Let us know what you think in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking this video and subscribing if you enjoyed this content, and click this video on the right to watch the next hot news story about the royals.